Yes, I would like to say greetings and the best of salutations. That would be prayer, power, peace, patience, and prosperity. Just want to share a little bit from a particular piece of writing. In that particular piece of writing, it is from a book called The Fragments of a Forgotten Faith. It is a book that deals with what is called the Gnostics. I I find myself betwixt due to my uniqueness in that there is nothing any more unique to me than anyone else based upon our DNA. Yes. And and that be the case, I been dealing with some personal things as it pertains to the way that I think and the way that I've come to understand things and doing my best to further understand myself. Personally, I was a part of a religious institution, Christian setting, and went through certain learning curves when it comes to that type of theology. I do not read Quranic Arabic, but I do read that which is written in the Quran. Some would say, well, do you comprehend it? To a point where as that the language itself is concise. Quranic Arabic is concise. You know. It be you. That's concise. I have interacted with people of the shamans, the Buddha faith. Very little Hindu, but I read it. Can't recall some of the names, some which I'm unable to pronounce, which I've read. I like to think of myself to be well rounded off, and the betwixting in between challenge that I have is the rigidness of the institution of the doctrine of a religious faith. And what do I mean by that? I mean by that you have something, or I have something of value to offer. But yet the challenge is it won't take place in that particular setting, in that particular institution. So I was challenged to create an organization. I created something some time ago called EDP Ministries, Everyday People. And then I created something, not I, but that which is in me said something in this effect: Common Humanity Mission, Inc. Incorporate. Incorporate really means to share. Yes. And in doing so, I saw the need to promote the value of self-worth. Taqweem, I believe it's an Arabic word. Deals with advertising, advertisement. I've been under the influence of some people who left powerful information, insightful information, in which I've learned to build on. But yet there is a sense of a emptiness that I probably feel, that which I think that I have to offer in a religious institutional setting, but the rigidness and due to the doctrine of that, that's not going to happen. So I would also like to create a faith transitional lecture institute. And so another thing that something that I would like to create, but I will hold off on that, which we add to our faith, self-control, discipline, knowledge. Just keep add, because it is about in addition to. Biologically and possibly scientific, that can be proven, because we as humans are in addition to. When two become one, or two get together and they produce one, it is in addition to. Serving as a benefactor. And I like it when it says in the teachings of Al-Fatiha in Islam, I like it. This lead us on the straight path, not those who had deviated. In the name of, it says in the name of Allah. It means that consider taking Allah with you in your affairs, business or otherwise. Associated with the Lord's Prayer, Our Father which art in heaven. Yes. Elevated way of thinking. Trying to find relevance on this plane of existence. I could pull out something from the Bible, and then which you will be able to receive maybe more than usual, because if you are a Christian, you'll be able to identify. And if I talk from a position of Quranic, Arabic, of Islam, you're more able and willing to identify and be able to relate, possibly. I use the Gita, I use any other religion, if I use voodooism, any other religion, and you use those terms, I use those terms, and some be spooked out about that. Because it seems as though that the people of the faith have become tribal. But we must learn and evolve and become from tribe to clan to family. I mean, it is a evolutionary process, an involving of one's consciousness. Kwame Ture talks about evolving. And anyone knows about evolving. It is a evolving process that we all are in to learn how to reason from the premise of conversation and reason with progression. Tribal, man, tribal wars, tribal conflict. Being at odds with one another because of the rigidness of a doctrine. That which may work then may not work now. So it seems as though that we become like mud, stuck in the mud, being able to remove or move from that place, becoming stagnant, have this fixation of not being relevant. Because when we are relevant, we are progressing. That's progress. So, that is the first approach that I have, is progressive. Progressive. That's the task, to be progressive. That is to restore social credibility. Evolving from trivial stuff, from being tribal. The next approach that I have is universal. And that is, the effort must be synthesized. The tags first must be synchronized, but the effort must be synthesized, and that is to readdress social diversity. We are diverse people as human beings. What is monolithic about us? Huh? Each DNA is different. Each blade of grass is different. The third approach I have is holistic. That is to revise social coherency, to become more coherent, to become cognitive. Like when you have your key to start an engine, it sparks. And that's the divinity, the spark that we have to initiate being cognitive. And then the engine of your mind and your brain and your motor get to going. Yes, cognitive, clear. Then the next approach that I have is comprehensive. And when I have this comprehensive approach, it is to replenish the continuity of our confidence in cooperating one with another. So we say in that what we call the Bible, bi means two, and then you got ability to duplicate two, New and Old Testament. It is a test, something that is meant to test you. Testament is to strike a balance. When you strike a balance, you deal with something that is appropriate. When you deal with something appropriate, is in the Hebrew word kabanah, because when you have understanding, or when you have balance, I should say, understanding speaks clearly. So it is the balance. Yes. It says that his confidence failed. His confidence when he killed he says brother, but that's there. These are this atmospheric beings. This is I don't get caught up on human figures. It is something that is happening among in our reality, in our plane of existence. That's why I like when someone comes with the finger of being one. because oneness is stronger than conflict and unity is stronger than diversity. I like what Dr. Seymour says, that culture is dynamic. It always changes. You have to take a very serious look at culture when it becomes destructive. The rigidness, the dogmaticness of religious doctrine. Caught in between. It says that evenly yoked. Well, animals are yoked together. But almost like Darwinism, applying everything to animals. When you apply everything to animals, you take on this animalistic appetite, this animalistic thinking, unable to control your instincts. So if there is an open enemy, it has been unable to control your instincts. Each and every one of us, that which distinguishes us, is to be able to manage and control our instincts. That's challenging. Yes, that's challenging. That's challenging when you're dealing with feelings of inadequacy. That's challenging when you're dealing with alienation. That's challenging when you're dealing with unable to understand indifferences and overcome indifferences and differences and dealing with your grievances. That's challenging. When it comes to unable to deal with discrepancies, that's challenging. Unable to manage and control your emotions, so the last resort is something that you would do physically. And then you seem to take luxury in that. That's why I got to give credit where credit due when it says in religion Islam that there is no compulsion. I like that. In the last approach that I have, what I said, understand me, progressive, universal, holistic, comprehensive, and respect. Respect is to look at the ability of a person to accept him and her as they are. Spec, respect, as the Rastas would say. Respect. You can see that speck in someone else's eye, but can't see that big old log in your own eye. That's what's written in the text. How can you put new wine in old wines, and new wine in old wine skins, which means old ideas mixed with new ideas? Old ways with new ways. Out with the old and in with the new. Being advanced, being progressive, and being relevant, because that which is killing or murdering us is the ability to accept change. Seasons change, don't it? When you go and purchase something, you want your change back, don't you? Your body changes. Change is a product of human effort, and it must be synthesized. No one will not change if they don't see that issue with their actions. There ain't things that follow me wherever I go. I don't know about any one of you. It's values, vices, views, virtues, problems, questions, issues, and needs. And you can't get no more clear than that. Yes, talk to me then. Who knows, I may come out from the book that Doc Ben write, the extracts of the Holy Black Bible. I may come out from the Hosea. I may come out on a piece of literature that I possibly come and put together. Come out from the thought of your mind, but yet we have to realize that the collective psychology is based on mentality, and that mentality, you can tell what he or she has produced. The fragments of the forgotten faith, dealing with the Gnostics. It says, the original meaning of the term monastery, a hermit cell. Sometimes I feel like a hermit. the desert alone, that which is uninhabited. It says, here is the book, Fragments of a Forgotten Faith. This is where I'm coming from. In quotations, in each dwelling, a dwelling place. The past is just a reference point, it's not a place of residence. If you dwell on something long enough, it may wind up imprisoning you. In each dwelling is a sacred place. That which is sacred, that which you hold dear to your heart. Your marriage can be sacred. Yes. And that which is sacred is that which you will protect. And that which you protect is that which you will defend. Dr. Francis Wells Wilson said, if people don't respect themselves, they won't protect themselves. But don't protect something or someone that is not willing to stand up and defend and protect you. A dwelling place, that which you dwell on, or that which you focus your attention on. And when you put all of your effort into something because you want an outcome from what you put in, because the human soul is an investment. Each dwelling place of the soul, or the soul that is in the body, is a dwelling place. Don't you know that each and every one of us, you and I, is sacred, man? You won't let nothing desecrate that which is sacred. A place called a shrine or a monastery. A small chamber, closet, or cell. You know, in that text, if you pray, go in the closet where you don't need to be seen by men, huh? To be seen, to be validated by others. I say that many in society want attention, but they want the wrong type of attention. We need doctor attention. What we need to be saved from is being extreme. I know some have great success materially. I know some live for the adulation, and the crowd is ruined. The crowd is cheering you on. But what happens when that stops? Will you still have the same determination, the same motivation, the same drive, the same commitment that you had when they was cheering you on? Many walk around bootlicking, buck dancing, and bojangling. That's the truth. And what is the truth? The truth is the cause that impacts and affects the results of one reality. When you deal with reality, you're dealing with royalty. When you're dealing with royalty, it ain't saying nothing about blood. I'm talking about royalty is the manner and the way we treat one another. That's royalty. It says this, in which you dwell in solitude, solace, being at peace. Because when a person is at peace, he or she is no threat to himself nor to anyone else. Man, I'm struggling, man, betwixt and in between when it comes to the emptiness or the void that I see and that I am experiencing with myself when it comes to adding value to something that I know needs value to be added to it. But yet, in the words of Harriet Tubman, she said she could have freed more if they know they were slaves. Yes. Solitude, they perform the mysteries. Well, you know, as they say, it's a mystery. What is a mystery? Something that you don't know about is the mystery. Huh? It's no mystery. We're all created with these faculties and consciousness. There's no mystery to that. The difference is the manner in which we use it. Consciousness is eternal, man. Mystery solved. In the holy life, Helios, the city of On, the light, let there be light. Imam Wandi Muhammad said, let there be knowledge. You look at the word know, when you look at the word ledge, you look at the word on the edge. Which means there are limitations in life. There's some things you shouldn't indulge in, certain things you shouldn't touch. And when we or many exceed our limitations, we will be exposed. So that's why it's not good to speak presumptuously nor be pretentiously. There is no such thing as Superman, Superwoman. Why would we elaborately construct something like that? You're a superwoman. You don't know superwoman. Well, that comes out of a mentality of someone. That's some sick stuff, man. Undetected sickness. It's unable to distinguish what is sickness and what is healthy. That's a deviant mind. It goes on to say the holy life taken into it neither drink nor food, nor anything else requisite for the needs of the body, but only the laws and inspired sayings of the prophets and hymns and the rest, whereby knowledge and devotion grow together and perfected. I'm coming to say to you that when you feel empty and you feel as though there is a void that needs to be filled, go inside that secret place. Go inside that part in you that at times it can be dark, but yet there is light. At times it can be so painful, but yet you can take pleasure in knowing that there is a deeper responsibility that you and I have when it comes to the development of our intellect for the betterment of humanity. Go inside that sacred place. Pull from things that you know that will serve you well. Not in a selfish manner. And at times it may be required for us maybe to be a little selfish, but never arrogant. We need to take pride in who and what we have accomplished only for a moment in time. Only for a second, only for an hour, only for a day, and then we move on along the way. Huh? Platforms are not meant to be hogged. But this universal platform, can't we see? We're under one roof. This is our home. It is meant to be shared. That also applies to wealth. Whereby knowledge and devotion to that knowledge, that we grow together. And as the knowledge and the devotion grow together, and when the knowledge and the devotion grow together, and when the knowledge and the devotion grow together, Therefore, as a result, you have perfection. Perfect your dwelling place that's inside of you. The soul in each and every one of us is an investment. And when you really come to understand what a community is, a community of people, is that they invest in each other. I know at times some may feel lonely and all alone, but that's the time for you to go into your dwelling place. You may feel empty betwixt, even beleaguered and frustrated. But yet know that you are not alone. The soul is that gives life to the body. The body can't exist without the life of the soul. That is the knowledge and the devotion that is growing together. And it has become perfected in each and every one of us in our own unique way. Wherever the Spirit of the Lord is, as it says in that text, there is liberty, there is freedom. Challenge yourself in the best ways and see what becomes of that challenge. Until next time, Reverend Marley Wu Kevin, teachers of teachers, preachers when it comes from the heart, reverence of the womb where refuge takes place.